on them. You know what they're doing before they do it almost.
Yeah, we know what they're doing. It's just a matter of getting people in the right spots right now. The kids know what they're doing. They're adjusting well, and I think we're going to be in for a good second half.
You got them fired up for the second half?
Sure, they better be fired up.
Good luck in the second half,
Thank
Coach.
you very much.
Back upstairs for the second half.
Okay, Melvindale will be kicking off to this team from Gibraltar, the Carlson Marauders. Dan, check that. Ken Bruno will be kicking, and the deep men for this team, A.J. Ring, Jim Mendek, and Jeff Rogers. I'd like to turn tables. We'll give you scoring summary and first half possessions when we get a chance. This one's kicked deep. Rogers fields it at the 15, and now fake a reverse. Rogers cuts it up, tries to get behind a wall of blockers, and a pretty good run back. They'll take it over 1st and 10 out at about the 27-yard line.
Jeff Rogers, number 9, only a sophomore in this ball game, did a fine job in that return as he put a move on Ken Bruno, number 20, got a couple of additional yards.
First half scoring summary, Melvindale scored on the opening kickoff. Ken Bruno took a handoff from Chris Ellison and went 82 yards for the touchdown. The PAT failed, and that's the scoring summary of the first half as both teams moved the ball. And Carlson almost scored right before halftime, but Brett LeBate was tackled at the 5-yard line before he could get in. The time ran out on him. I'll try to give you first half possessions when we have a chance. Gibraltar Carlson with their first possession of the second half. And at the 27-yard line, we'll see what Ron Pascuzzi worked on at halftime. Jim Mendek will bring him up, and he'll hand the ball off. Going to the big fullback, Sweat, still on his feet. Excellent second effort by Sweats. Looked like he might have got 7 or 8 yards on that run, and he was hit maybe a yard or two past the line of scrimmage.
Well, Chris Ellison, number 18, went for a little ride that time on the back of Dan Sweats, number 33, as he went for over 9 yards.
Here we see first half possessions for Carlson. 3 plays punt the first 2 times. Then that big drive, 10 plays and downs. And the last one, 6 plays in halftime. That last play, they nearly got in the end zone. 2nd down and 1. Out of a power I formation, and Sweats is going to be close to a first down. It'll depend on the spot, but I think
he's going to be short by about a half yard.
Either that or they're going to have to measure this one. And Bob Zahari along with Jace Rosser on the field. Rick Chapo once again up here in the booth. First half possessions for the Melvindale Cardinals. Their first play, they got it at the 18. Ellison handed it to Bruno, and he went the rest of the way for the touchdown. And then you see 8 plays in the interception by A.J. Ring, the only turnover the first half. And the rest of the time, you see inconsistency. 3 plays punt, then 8 plays they move the ball, turn it over on downs. Then once again, 3 plays punt. So the Cardinals trying to find themselves on offense and put together some good drives every time they have the football. There you see how short Carlson is. And this will bring up 3rd down. And we would expect that it'll either be a quarterback keeper of some sort, or they'll go back to the big fullback, Dan Sweats.
Something nice and basic. They only need about the length of a football here early on in the 3rd period of play. Very even matchup here this evening on TV3 Sports as Carlson tries to put a drive here.
Here's also a time if you see the other team stacking the line, if you break a seam, you can get a big run. Here's Sweats. He does break the seam, and he's got a first down. Pick up a 6 yards on the off-tackle play.
Big guy getting out to the outside, doing a good job for first down. They had a chance to talk to Chuck Malone, one of the Carlson assistant coaches before the game. He said even though they were in every ball game they played this year, they really tended to tire out and later in the 3rd and 4th quarter, just due to the fact that they're playing so many players on both sides of the ball tonight, that they were looking for an extra good effort to try to go the distance here.
You know, Rick, the weather might help these guys tonight because they've been playing in real hot weather the first 3 weeks of the season, and this could help them a lot. LeBate dragging a couple of guys for an extra yard or 2, pick up a 6 on the first down run.
Offensive line for Carlson firing out and doing some battling, getting big yardage on first down, about 6 yards for Brett LeBate. Going with LeBate and also the big fullback Sweats, trying to put a running attack together here. Of course, they guaranteed victory in this game tonight and still on the short end of a 6-0 score.
Yeah, that's a tough thing to do, but Jim McDonald said, hey, we're 0-3. I've got nothing to lose. I'm going to try to do something to get my kids up. Sweats breaks it to the outside, didn't see a hole up the middle. Looked like Barry Sanders there as he hot foots it around the right side and picks up 3 or 4 yards. Near a first down. And he does have it. We see a little equipment repair out in the field.
This game has not been a case of both of these teams not able to run the ball, because both have moved the ball up and down the field and they just haven't been able to score as the defenses have stiffened. Coach Ron